What's up, guys? This is JamesBl0nde with OnRPG.com, and as of a couple of days ago, I got into the closed beta of a new MMORPG from Frogster called Eligium, The Chosen One. Now, this game is still in closed beta, and it sort of popped out of nowhere, so despite only playing it for a short while, I'll give you my first impressions of this highly detailed fantasy MMO. The backstory in the game is a little blurry, but from what I got out of it, you're fighting to protect Eligium from demons which have torn the land into pieces already. And as the Chosen One, you must keep the demons from annihilating it completely. The first thing I noticed that got me excited was the login screen and the character selection screen. Both were extremely detailed with rich graphics. The login screen showed off this elaborate castle with two dragons, one flying around and the other one guarding the entrance. Later on, a new one appeared, and it was the Wolf King raging hell on some guards. The character selection screen took you through a freeze-frame battle as you choose your class, with each class having their own awesome animation. There are 4 races to choose from: elves, viridies, humans, and, oh yeah, pandas. Within the races there are 5 classes. The elves are the stealthy long-ranged hunters that use bows as well as set traps. The viridies, which are similar to the elves, have the most versatile class, the druid class, which are effective both close and long range. This class uses bladed whips to strike down its victims, or they can transform into beasts to be perfect fighting machines. They also have healing capabilities. As for the mage and the short-ranged warrior class, these are exclusive to the humans. The mage in this game is a master of fire or ice, and inflicting prolonged suffering upon their opponents. The warriors are great with their weapons, and are very good in close quarters while complementing their long-ranged allies. The panda, a fighting race and monk class, have learned to sense and harness chi, their life force. The short and long-range skills of this race are perfect for being a core of any army. I decided to go with the druid class, as I like the idea of transforming into a huge creature and physically dealing damage, but also having the ability to heal myself as well as others. Once you've chosen your class, you choose between 2 factions, the Holy Kingdom or the Glorious Empire. Players can also choose a virtue. This is basically a unique stat buff that's helpful for your player group, especially when it's combined with other virtues. Each of the classes specializes at level 15. The Druid class, for example, split between Summoner and Illusionist. It's pretty straightforward. When it comes to Summoners, they can summon a dark minion to assist them in combat, whereas the Illusionist shapeshifts into a werewolf and has its own skills to learn and upgrade. The class then splits again at level 40, where the Summoners become Redeemers that can summon a Hell Ape as well as a skill to raise the dead. The Illusionists at this point become a Spirit Walker with an even more impressive beast to present. As the game starts out as the Druid, your first quest is to fight off some of the demon army that's invading, which I thought was pretty cool, especially that the first demons you encounter are pretty intimidating. I started out with only 1 additional skill for a couple of levels until gaining my second skill, which was healing. Because of closed beta, I did have some special items in my inventory that were cool and helpful. You know, there were gifts, resurrection scrolls, health and mana potions, a pirate costume. I had to equip the pirate costume. Everybody else did. There were literally pirates everywhere. As I accepted my next couple of quests, I noticed a wonderful thing. Well, I can't speak for everyone on this, but I love how your quests show the name of the starting NPC and ending NPC, and you can click on the name and you go straight to the NPC needed to accept or finish a quest. Plus, if you were to kill enemies or find materials for a quest, it routes you to that as well. I like this because it saves you time looking for the certain NPCs or enemies you have to fight, and you can rummage through your inventory and equip items while you're traveling. It's a point-and-click MMO, but the game, like I said before, is really in-depth and detailed. The graphics and the game mechanics are exceptional, and the motion of the weapons and fighting really push past other popular MMOs. Even the environment was interactive, like moving past the grass and flowers. At level 13, I started learning my professional skills, and the first one was mining. I had to learn the skill, purchase a pickaxe, and mine some tin ore, and then craft it into several tin bars. The crafting was very intuitive. The next professional skill I learned was gathering herbs, and I basically repeated the process, except this time I had to gather 4-leaf clovers. One quest was particularly unique at level 13. It simulated a dungeon where I had to rescue Prophet McCain from the Wolf King and bring him back to an NPC, and there were a couple other rescue quests that came right after that from some of the merchants in town. Some quests had me doing some weird things. One NPC had me fetch a giant rock for him, It seemed like something a brother would ask his baby brother to do, but at least it looked cool. Oh, and later on I had to entice a cow, so I thought I would do so as a werewolf. I also learned to research plants from a slightly overjoyed cactus. There was a cool feature in the game that I never got to use because I only leveled to 21, but had I come across a rune piece, I could have used the rune circle to apply a permanent stat buff to my character. After level 15, when I had chosen to become a werewolf with the illusionist specialization, all the quests up until level 20 were the type that you had to kill at least 40 enemies at a time, but once I hit level 20, I had the ability to start a guild, but sadly I didn't get to. But I have heard that this game has an awesome guild versus guild siege warfare system. At this point I also gained the ability to start a mount. This game has a unique mount system where you grow your own mount from a hatched egg that you either buy or are rewarded from an NPC. So in the game you have a mount as well as a pet, and both give you huge stat buffs. Oh look, it's a churkey, half chicken, half turkey. Well guys, that's about as far as I got into the closed beta of Eligium. This is great for MMORPG fans that are used to the traditional MMORPGs with a few new features and some really great visuals and game mechanics. And now there's more than one MMO out there with monk pandas. Oh, plus I did find out that the shop is not set up pay to win, which is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this gave you a short preview of this fairly large game. If you want to find out more information about Eligium or plenty of other MMOs, hang out at OnRPG.com, but first hit that like button. I'm JamesBl0nde. See you out there, gamers.